So in today's video, we're talking about how you can set these Keepa alerts to find books right now that are undervalued to flip on Amazon. We'll even go over a couple of examples of alerts I've got today that I'm going to purchase today and flip on Amazon in the future. But before we get started, I just want to let you know that I'll be giving away this textbook. This is a book that should sell for about $40 coming up in August, September. So a great book for you. All you got to do to qualify for the giveaway is make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe with post notifications turned on, and leave a comment down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, guys, so let's start with a book called How to Be Rich. This is a book that I've flipped before in the past. Let's go over to the screen and see how much I sold this for. So the first thing you can see is I bought this on April 5th. And if I go and click view this order, you can see down here that I bought this in very good condition for $11.49. Now back over here under seller, if we go down to the orders page under Amazon Seller Central, you can actually see that we flipped this on May 13th for $99.99. So that's actually an amazing profit. You can see over here under seller amp, the cost price, the sales price. It made 565% ROI on this book, $64 profit. So again, you know, when I buy books and when I sell them, I don't just ignore them, and I don't just pretend like they no longer exist. What I always try to do is make sure I can go back and replenish source it. I try to set a tracker with Keepa alerts to see if potentially this book can get to a price that I bought it for in the past, and potentially I can flip it again at that price. So we're scrolling down here to the actual Keepa graph. One thing that you'll notice, this has had multiple sales and drops above $45. So me selling it for $99 is actually kind of uncharacteristic for this book. It probably should have sold more for right around like $50. But anyways, I'll take it, right? It would have been a great sell even if it sold for $50. But one thing I want you to notice is that you can see that the price of this book since basically July 15th went from $48 and it's gone all the way down to about $9.64. You can see that right up here on the Keepa chart, there's a little track product feature. This is where you set Keepa alerts. And basically this is the point where I said, hey, track this book for $15. So I said $15 here, include shipping costs. Anytime this is $15 or less in good condition or better, over the next 10 years, send me an email notification. And over here on Keepa.com, under the track button where you look at recent notifications, you can see that this was, this just sent my notification 8 hours ago, and you can see the price was $14.96. So this is a book now that I'm gonna replay. I mean, I bought it for about $10, sold for $99. I think that was a little bit too much to sell for. But the point of this is that here's a book that I set a tracker for that now I can replan and buy again. So what we're gonna do is actually look at what the offer is on Amazon and see how much we have to pay for it. Okay, so I'm back over here on Amazon. You can actually see that there is a good condition copy available for $9.64 plus $4 shipping. If we go and click on the 15 use offers, you can see that basically, I mean, even a couple undervalued copies. It looks like we've got this one, $9.64 plus $4 shipping. We have 2 acceptable copies for right around $14, and then you have 2 good copies for $14. So again, this is a book that I think is completely undervalued, right? Because I think this is a book that should very easily sell for right around $40 to $50. And if we just look at the last, year's worth of sales rank drops, basically the lowest price on this book was right around $45. Next is really interesting about this. Remember, I bought this on April 5th. You can see that when I bought this, price dropped from $48 down to $7.50 plus shipping. So I found this book with Keepa deals. Now I'm going to use the Keepa track product feature, also known as Keepa alerts, to help myself replan this book and sell it again in the future. And I'm going to only buy the good condition copies here. So if you want to go back after watching this video and buy the acceptable condition copy, it's potentially still a good deal, right? Because you're buying the book undervalued. The books might not be in terrible condition. They might still be in okay condition. But I'm going to go and buy basically these 3 used condition copies. I'm going to replan it. Now again, I'm probably going to, let's go and put my new buy cost. So basically all these books I'm going to be buying for about $14.05. I'm probably going to more realistically try to sell these for about $49.99. I think those will sell much more quickly, and I probably should do that since I'll be buying multiple copies. But yeah, that's the first book I'm going to go and check out, and then let's move on to the next book. All right, so this book we're looking at is called Public Service Ethics. This is a book that I bought multiple times and sold multiple times for some pretty good profit. And again, I set a Keepa alert because I wanted to make sure that I could buy this book again in the future. And what we're gonna do is first look at the orders page, see what I sold it for, look at what we purchased it for, look at what the profit was, and then we're also gonna see what we can buy it for today when the Keepa notification happened. And yeah, let's dive into the screen. So here's the book over here, Public Service Ethics. You can see I bought this on April 21st. If we look at the order page, you can see I bought it multiple times right here. When we go back over here to seller app, and we go under Amazon Seller Central, we look at orders, you can see that I sold this a couple of times. And this is actually quite a while ago, right? 11 months ago, sold it for about $75, and at $65 payment was complete. So, if we go back over here to seller app and put those values in, you can basically see that the $75 copy I sold made a $36 profit, and the $65 copy I sold made a $28 profit. So right ROIs on that book. And again, this is a book that we want to go ahead and replan again in the future. So down here, you can see on the Keepa chart, I went ahead and set a tracker. Looks like I've been tracking this book for quite a while. You can see that this book's had multiple sales rank drops. It's definitely a textbook, right? August is coming up, which is again, one of the reasons why I want to buy a couple of these copies. You can actually see that this has hit my notifications since mid-June or early July. And I've kind of been holding off a little bit on it. And the reason why is because I didn't actually remember selling this book, but did a little bit more research. I've sold this book multiple times. So I think this potentially could be a great deal. So let's go and look at what the prices of this book are. What's actually really interesting is there's actually 2 copies at $12.34, and these are from prime sellers. Then it goes up to 17 as a merchant fulfilled seller. Then it goes to 20 and then 56. So I think all of these copies are undervalued, but I'm not gonna buy the $12.34 copies because there's a little bit less risk in buying those. It's a lower buy cost. But notice that these are from prime sellers, and one really important thing is that you cannot buy books via Amazon Prime with your Prime subscription. In other words, you can't take advantage of the Prime shipping service. You can still buy the books, but you have to check out on a business account that doesn't have Amazon Prime. What that means is you have to pay shipping on that item. Now the good news is that if your cart total is over $25, Amazon's gonna give you free shipping anyways. It's not gonna be Prime shipping, but it's going to be free shipping. So it's kind of unfortunate that you hit $12.34 plus $12.34 is just shy of $25. But what I'm going to do is find another Prime book that I'm going to be able to buy, add that to cart so that I have my cart value over $25. So I can get them all for free shipping. I don't have to pay, shipping for them. So, just a little PSA, don't be buying them with a Prime subscription to flip them. That's actually against Amazon TOS. You could get in trouble for that. I'm not sure if I've heard anyone who has gotten in trouble for that, but it technically is against TOS, so you shouldn't do that. But in any case, $12.34, look, buy cost is actually even less than what I bought it for in the past. Again, if we look down here at the Keepa chart, clearly this is a book that I'm aiming to sell in August, September, and if it doesn't sell then I'd have to sell in January. Good news about this book though is that previously last July it looks like the offer count was 11. Right now it's right around 8, so it's a little lower, and you can see that basically the offer count went all the way down to 2. So there's a very high likelihood that we're going to sell this book due to the offer count, and we're going to be able to buy this at $12.34. And the good news is that we don't even have to sell it for $65 or $75 to make money. We can even sell this for $39.99, walk away at 91% ROI, and I'd be happy at that. $11 profit per book, but that's probably when I'll put my min price out. I'll probably put my max price right around Amazon is on the listing right now for, about $70-ish. So I probably wouldn't put my max price like $59.99, trying to make $28 profit per book. Great replan. So with that said, let's go and move on to the final book that we're going to buy, again, that we found using a Keepa alert. And yeah, let's go and take a look at it. Alright, so the final book that I'm going to show you is a Warhammer book, and I think this is for strategy guide for some sort of video game. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. The point is, you don't need to know what the book's about. What you need to know is how to read a Keepa graph. So in any case, this is a book that I actually have never sold before, but it's a book that I started tracking a while ago because I noticed that it had held some pretty good value. I'm pretty sure it was selling above $60, $70, so I decided to set a tracker for around 30 because I thought that would be undervalued enough that it makes sense for me to buy it. So let's go and jump into the screen. I'll show you what I mean. So here's the book right here. You can see that right now you can buy it for a little bit under $40. But if we go down to Keepa, you can see multiple sales rank drops. This book over 90. More recently, sales rank drops above 75. There's actually a period of time where this book was really cheap, right around $30. Number of sales rank drops, then the price kind of recovered, multiple sales rank drops at 60. But if we expand the data the last 3,000 days, one thing that you'll notice is that this book consistently has sales rank drops above 60, above 70. And actually what's really great about this book as well is that the offer count is very, very low today, which means there's a lot fewer sellers selling this now than there have been in the past. That's great news. When you have a lower supply and the same amount of demand, that should technically mean that you have higher prices. And it's even better when you have a book that is at low supply and is at a low price. So that means it's super undervalued and there's also a low supply. Potentially that could be a great flip. So unfortunately, this hit my tracker, looks like, 8 or 10 hours ago. It looks like it got down to $28.69. Since then, it looks like it's gone back up to about $35. So this is a book that actually was a little bit cheaper. You can see someone did buy a copy because the offer count went from 7 to 5. So maybe someone bought 2 copies of this book. You can see that there are 3 people tracking this book, and it looks like the desired average price is $34. So it is possible that someone else tracking this book did actually buy this book. But one of the reasons why I didn't buy it for that little bit cheaper price is because I want to save this for this video that I was making today. So my loss, your gain, but that's okay. I still think this is a book that is undervalued enough. Now, the problem with this book, however, is that it's in acceptable condition, and we have to pay $40 for it. But this comes from Goodwill. They have 98% feedback. They say this book shows minor wear and is in use condition. So, the way that they describe this book makes it look like it's probably not going to be torn up. It's probably still going to be a decent book. So these are books that I would buy in acceptable condition. Really, really high feedback from people who have a lot of feedback rating, or a lot of ratings. And also the description makes it seem like maybe they are under under promising and over delivering. So this is a book that we basically spend, what would this be, about $39.84 on. What do I think we could sell this for? I mean, I think very, very reasonably we could sell this for $75, at which case, we wouldn't be making a ton of money. We'd be making $16, so 40% ROI. And I think it's a really safe bet, really low offer count. Again, over the last 4 or 5 years, this is almost always sold over 70. Obviously there is some room potentially for getting a little bit of a prime bump. You can actually see there's no prime sellers right now, which is great. Now, there could be more prime sellers in the future because we know that someone bought a couple copies of it when it was undervalued. But, I would bet that this is a book that easily could sell for $100 on prime offer, at which case, if we were able to sell it for $100, then we're making almost 94% ROI. So what I'm going to do when I buy this book is I'm going to set my min price and be equal to 75, my max price probably even a little bit higher, probably like 115 to be honest with you, because I've sold books that high before, and I'll just let it ride. I'll match the buy box and go from there. So yeah, this is another book that I'm going to buy from a Keepa alert. And again, in order for you to set these trackers, you first got to find books that potentially could be good deals. And one recommendation I have for you to do that is for you to look at all the books that you've sold in the past and see, can you set trackers for those books? Is it possible that those books could be at a similar price you bought it for in the past? Maybe you can buy it again for that price in the future, replay it. And this is where you are going to elevate your business from, the intermediate level to the advanced level, which is when you're actually starting to take the books that you've sold before and then buy them again and again and again and resell them over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Because imagine this book right here, right? This is a book that over the next, 10 years could drop down to this price again 4 or 5 more times. And if you have thousands and thousands of books like this, then you can literally have an entire business model just off of replanting books. So I don't want this video to go too long. The point of this video is that you need to set Keepa alerts for books so that you can get fresh deals that a lot of other people are not seeing. And if you do so, you can be able to buy multiple books every day. I would say probably buy at least 2 or 3 books a day on Keepa alerts, anywhere up to 5 to 7, depending on how good of a day it is. But it's just this constant source of continued revenue, great way to find books. So again, that's all I got for you guys today. Enter the giveaway if you want a chance to win that book. All you gotta do is, again, smash the like button, post notifications turned on, be subscribed, leave a comment down below. But other than that, you can check out the free Discord group that I got linked down below. You can join, you can look at the newsletter down below, offer coaching, and there's a lot of links down below if you want to support the channel. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys really enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.